just wanted to give you a quick tutorial on something pretty cool that should have a pretty big impact on your SEO and your search appearance, and also is super easy to do. So I know we had talked a little bit about structured data last week, and I posted some interesting articles. So if you wanted to need a refresher or haven't gotten a chance to read them, definitely go back in the feed and go check out those articles. But for now, I basically want to take that a step further and kind of say sort of how you can implement structured data on your own website in a super easy way. So what is structured data? So structured data is basically coding that you're putting on your site that pulls out really important pieces of information. So Google will know exactly kind of what's on your page, and it will also disseminate that information within search results. So before someone actually even has to click through to go to your page. So this is a great place for them to pull out phone numbers and email addresses or operating hours, any sort of particular interesting piece of information that they think the searcher is going to want. You can pull that out and they can show it in search results. So what's great about this is, one, if you have structured data, Google is favoring websites like that more, so they're ranking them higher in search. And also that studies have shown that click-through rates are higher because people are finding that when they're searching, they're going to know exactly what page they want to click through to before they even have to click through to it. So it's a great way to rank higher in search and to get more click-throughs. So here's an example. So I searched lasagna recipe, just as something, easy. And of course there's 26.5 million results. But as you scroll down, you can see the structured data. So this information right here, where we have reviews and ratings, in this case, it's cook time, calories. You can scroll down, you can see more. Here's another one with cook time that's been pulled out. Here's another one with ratings, votes. Again, cook time and calories. So it's basically whatever the website has labeled its data as most important, and whatever it's sort of pulled out and labeled as structured data. So it doesn't just have to be recipes. It can be local businesses. It can be products. It can be restaurants or stores, anything that you sort of want, whatever your type of business is. And from there, you can customize the type of information that's pulled out and will actually show up in search. So how do you get this for your business without actually having to play around with all of your coding? Because a lot of times that can either be difficult, or you may have a website that doesn't let you may be in a website builder that doesn't let you play around with the coding. So how can you get the structured data? So the first thing you have to do is have your website set up in Google Search Console. So if you don't, just go to google.com/webmasters/tools. We talk about this a lot in our class, Big SEO. We've talked about this a lot before in blogs and things like that. It's very important to get your website set up in Search Console. There's tons of really cool things that you can do in here. But that's that's a topic for another day. So once your site is set up in Search Console, what you're going to do is you're going to click on Search Appearance and then click on Data Highlighter. Once you're in here, obviously you won't have any page set yet, but what you're going to click on is Start Highlighting. And here you're going to enter the URL of your website that you have. It has to be a website that you are set up for in Search Console. So you couldn't do this website and then, your lead magnet page and all that kind of stuff. You'd have to have them each set up as separate accounts in order to do this. So we're going to type in the website. Here's where we're going to pick the type of information. So basically we're going to say, are we an event, articles, local business, products, restaurants, etc. Most of you will probably choose local businesses unless you want to do some of your product pages. If you sell things online, this is a great place to tag your product pages. Things like price and stuff like that will show up in search, and reviews if you want it. But for our purposes, we're mostly going to stick to local businesses. After that, you can then click on things, whether you want to tag this page and others like it. So that will set it up where you can tag the page that you have entered, the URL that you entered, and it will also crawl for other URLs that are linked to that page. And you'll tag those pages as well. So you sort of set up a pattern for Google to recognize. So as you add more pages and things like that, Google will start to know automatically what is what and what should be tagged. But for this case, we're just going to tag just this page since I already have the other situation set up. So let's wait for this to load a little bit. It does take a second. Okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to pull up basically an image of the page here. So you can see this is our home page. So it's going to pull up. So here's all of the type of information that you can tag as a local business. So obviously your name, your address, telephone, hours is great. If you have certain hours that you want people to know about, if you get called about that a lot, especially if you're a store or something, a restaurant, where you have specific opening hours, your category, your business category. Here's where you can tag certain departments. So if you have a customer service department or something like that, some sort of or a sales department, say if it's a car dealership, they want to tag their service department because they know that's the one that's going to get called a lot. You can tag different images and URLs, and then again, ratings and reviews and votes. So for this one, we keep it pretty simple. The first thing we're going to tag is the name. So I basically click or highlight the information that I want to tag, and then this is going to pop up and I assign it a category. So here you can see, this is the tagged as the name. Then I can scroll down to our footer down here where I have my phone number. So I tag this as telephone. Address, because we serve basically, the entire state and beyond, but we don't have anything, particular address, but we do just have the state in here. So we're going to tag that as our address. And then here's where you can add, if say you don't have the information particular to a page, but you wanted to add that information, you just click this little settings button and you click add missing tags. So say I want to add category here. So I don't necessarily have the category of my business listed on this page, but I can type in that we are marketing consultant. Let me just capitalize this. And save. So you can see here it got filled out and it's tagged on the page, even though it's not necessarily information that's listed on the page somewhere. So you can go through and do, kind of anything that's important to you. For us and our purposes, this is sort of the most important information. We don't really need anything outside of that. So once you're done with that, you've tagged your page. All you have to do is click publish. And there you go. It's pretty straightforward and pretty simple. Again, there's no coding. There's no sort of going into your HTML or anything like that, which is pretty great. You do want to take sort of one more step after that. So once you've done this, so as you can see, it says data will become available as Google recrawls your site. So Google is going to have to recrawl your site. So in order to start showing that structured data. So a way to speed that up, it's not going to be instant, but it's a great way to speed it up is to crawl it yourself, basically. So underneath this crawl tab, you're going to click Fetch as Google. Here you're going to, it's the URL of your page. So since we're doing the main page, we're going to leave this page blank. We're going to click Fetch. And then we're going to request indexing. So indexing basically means that you are showing Google that you have a brand new information that you want them to start indexing in their search. So again, you're going to click off that you're not a robot. And here's where you can either say crawl only this URL or the URL and its direct links. So basically, this will be the main page and then all of our other little pages after it. So I'll just click go. And there we go. It's been submitted to Google. So we made those changes and we told them. Also, don't forget to do your smartphone version as well. So you want to do a desktop and then a mobile version. So you just click this down button, fetch it, and do the same exact thing. Again, this isn't instant, but it will speed up the crawling process for Google. So hopefully all of those rich snippets that you've added will show up a little quicker. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed.